First of all, do you solemnly swear to not share any of the information I'm about to share with you with my life and or tax preparer? Well, at least financial advisor. The tax preparer guy doesn't really give a crap. But the financial advisor might say that I'm making poor decisions. Do you swear? Do you promise? All right, cue the thing. Hey everyone, you've reached the nick of time, and this is where we do value watch reviews along with the occasional look at something nice and pretty that we can dream about and maybe one day step ourselves into. And ourselves, I mean our wrists. Something like this, or something even cooler. With this video though, we're going to follow up on the AliExpress video I put out last week with a list of the 5 watches that I did buy in the current AliExpress 11/11 sale going on from November 1st all the way through November 14th. This is where everyone puts on sales that are up to like 25 or 30% off their normal pricing across AliExpress, but in this case, in the wonderful world of Chinese watches. Now, I bought 5. I've mentally bought like 30 along the way, but these 5 are the ones that kind of represented a bit of variety and ones that really spoke to me and I thought would complement out my collection that I have right now. On top of that, I have 5 more watches that are sitting there, winking, making very alluring motions towards me to try and encourage me to purchase them as well. But as it is, I'm about to take a trip for a week. I'm going to London actually. And while I'm gone, my wife will be home. And I don't want too many little packages all showing up. I can stay under the radar, maybe only to a point. Unless you like, comment, and subscribe and grow the channel, and then you can help to encourage me and give me an absolute excuse for why these things keep showing up. Go on the board. We're going to have fun. It'll be great. I promise. With that said, let's look at the 5. All right. First up today is this beautiful Seiko-powered NH34, the new GMT that's going to be popping up in all the newest watches this season. It is really the popular good GMT that's come out across many, many watches. And it's the Pagani design Pepsi version on a Jubilee bracelet. I mean, come on. This is really pretty. It has a sapphire crystal display. It just... I needed it. And for I believe the price that I saw right now is $124, all in with coupons and things, a little tax on top. Still a great deal. Really cool looking lume, basic looking NH34 in the back, but you can actually see through it. It's a Pagani design, which means it's not the world's best watch ever made, but for the value to have that sort of raw material, stainless steel, sapphire displays, visible back, 100 meters of water resistance for when you're splashing around your bathtub. I think it's a really cool thing. Looks nice in Batman, looks nice in a bunch of ways. Apparently you can balance it on one side and it'll do miraculous things. I dig it. For the price, I couldn't complain. It was one of the first ones that I purchased because I wanted a GMT watch. Unfortunately, it won't be here in time for me to use it when I'm going to Greenwich Mean Time, but it's okay. But this one's on the way, and I'm very excited about it. The next one that's up is another Pagani design, and for $64, I think it was like $70 after some taxes and whatever else. This is what at first looks like it should be something like this, which is my Seagull 1963. This is actually the 40mm titanium version from Mysterious Code, which has a really nice strap. And this kind of looks like that at first, but in truth, it's a power reserve indicator on the dial. So you have basically a small seconds hand and then a power reserve indicator and a date complication at the bottom. It doesn't give you which movement is in it, some sort of Chinese one, but I don't have something with a power reserve that looks kind of cool. I opted to go with the kind of silver face blue hands option because I think it just looks neat. Although once again, the black one never goes out of style. And I love a blue watch. But I like this. And I remember, I think it was Cheap Watch Guy had a review and he said he was really surprised at how supple the watch band was, which is surprising because a lot of these less expensive crocodile leatherish bands tend to be junk and means that you're just spending another $30 or $20 on a good band for your watch. But I think this just looks really, really cool. It was very interesting to me. I think in this case, I think it's an applied logo at least. But that shield looks like it's applied. It comes off the face. I think it might be called Pi Time, which is something. And I'm sure it takes some inspiration from like an IWC, but I really dig this one a lot. I can't wait for it to get here. The next one is one that I've struggled with. It's a Docas 600T Homage from our friends at Seagull. You have a very attractive sea stern, sir. I'm sorry, every time I say it, I suddenly want to be like Andre Rivas, Speedy Gonzalez from cartoons that are super probably not appropriate anymore from my childhood. Moving on. These were about $173, which is a really good deal in the sale. I chose the blue one with the ceramic dial, which is why it was slightly more money. And I've been looking at these for a while and was very, very much intrigued to be able to finally pick one up for not a massive discount, but at least a fair reduction over what it was priced at before. The sea sterns are really faithful Homage 40 millimeters with a 20 millimeter strap lug with great loom on the dial, and overall just a really high quality watch. I actually really like the back of the watch too, where it seems to have a lot of relief to that carving that's in the back of the case cover. Intrigued by this one, really kind of excited to get it in. I've been staring at this since I really got into AliExpress watches for a while, and that little bit of a sale was enough to kind of push me over the edge and grab one. Next are our friends at San Martin. It's this one. This is their Black Bay 58 Homage. They've got a couple versions of this watch, one of which is available for about $200, which has a Seiko NH35 movement in it. But this one has the PT5000, which is a smoother ticking, higher beat Etaclone. And I think it's just really cool. 40 millimeters is a perfect size. I opted for the black with the Fotina on the indicators because I have a couple of blue divers, and if I ever were to get a real Black Bay 58 somewhere way down the road, I would probably get that in the blue. So therefore these two can coexist harmoniously in a wonderful world where I haven't sold it and moved on. That's why I went for this one. But San Martin's got such a great reputation. I really love almost everything about my Seiko Homage that I have from San Martin, except the edge of the clasp is pretty sharp, but we're going to maybe do a video and show us how we can make that not be quite as sharp. So this is on its way. This is very, very, very excited about, and I can't wait for it to get here. This last one from Labini is actually kind of a strange egg. On the sale, it's listed for $150, but on the Sunday before the sale started, I was in kind of prepping for some of these ideas and what my attack plan was and putting things in my cart like an obsessive little doobie. And when I saw this there, it was at $91 and limited one per person, special deal, that sort of stuff. And I was kind of surprised. So I threw it in my cart and I added a couple of small coupons to it. And lo and behold, even after taxes, it was about $90. So it's on its way. I believe I got the silver one, but it's a cool looking moon watch of a certain sort. I'm forgetting what this is homaging. I remember seeing this little picture of the dude in the moon face of the watch somewhere else. I just don't know where. But very, very cool. 42 millimeters, so it's a little chunky, but you kind of want that in something like this. But 11 millimeters thick, so she still isn't massive and chunky out. 20 millimeters for all your favorite straps, and 50 millimeters of water resistance, because there's no water on the moon. You don't need water resistance if you're going to the moon. Yeah, that's all I got. It's been one of those days, and hopefully you like that. By the way, this is my third time recording this video due to one calamity or another, so let's hope that it finishes up and it goes through and I'm getting a little loopy. So yes, this is the fifth watch of the group that I bought myself. Now, here are 5 more that talk to me in my sleep, that whisper sweet nothings to me and tell me that you need me. And the first one is from our friends at San Martin, and this is their latest take on the Black Bay Pro. It is a 39mm GMT with a Seiko NH34 GMT movement, the same one that was in that lovely Pagani that started us off on this tour. And this one discounts itself down to $250, which is a deal, especially for a newly launched one from San Martin. They've kind of been climbing the ladder on price of lately, and they seem to have a quality that kind of matches up to that. Really cool, whether it's the black or the white dial. I think it's very, very tastefully done. It is a printed logo instead of an applied logo on there. You can do a custom logo on it if you want. It's one of those where it's a 39mm case with a 40mm bezel, just like the Seiko Homage that I have from them. That I think is really cool, 20mm strap. And it's, AR-coated, sapphire crystal glass. It's just pretty. It's a really cool watch. I mean, and it's a solid price. This is the new hotness this season. Everyone's putting out the NH34s with GMTs. The world is now caring about time zones that aren't their own. And I think it's really cool. And even has the snowflake hands, as we know from our friends over at Tudor. Intriguing. I kind of want it. This next watch is down to $200. And it's a Chronos 1000-meter diver. If you guys follow the I Like Watches channel, You may know this watch because they collaborated with another channel to take this thing down to, I think, 3,000 meters. And in fact, the new production ones have a 3,000 meter one here. Yes, it was Hydraulic Press Channel was who they worked with, and put out kind of a commemorative edition back plate for it. But look at this blue one. It's fantastic. It goes to 1,000 meters deep, or actually in this case it's 2,000 meters deep, 6,800 feet. Wow. You know, that's incredible. If I'm down that far, there's a good chance that the last thing I'm worrying about is the helium escaping from my watch. But, you know, we all need to have goals and to live exciting lives. And I think this is huge. Now, the thing that's kept me from buying this is not, you know, my dream of having it hold all the helium in the world inside of it, but in fact that it's a big, chunky watch. It is a 45 millimeter, I believe, 44 millimeter watch, 51 millimeter lug to lug, which is pretty huge, 17 millimeters thick, which is huge, with a kind of an odd size 21 millimeter band. But chances are you're going to leave the band that comes on this. Chronos has an excellent reputation in the community among the peoples for making a quality product. And I'm very intrigued. I want to try a Chronos out at some point. I may actually get a straight up sub Homage from them, and because I don't have one of those in my collection at the moment, and try them out because everybody says wonderful things about their watches. Next up, for about $161, is a Tudor Palagos FXD titanium Homage from their friends at Tactical Frog. And the cool thing about the Tactical Frog that I like is, while it's an homage, they've got some of the proportions wrong with the size of the indicators on the dial for the hours. They're a little chunkier, a little bigger, and I think it actually kind of works. It makes it a different thing than that with which it is paying tribute to. I also like the band that they have on it and kind of the full setup. I think it looks cool as they give it to you. I really like it. It's got 200 meters of water resistance. Very cool sapphire crystal display. I think overall it is just a classy little homage to a very, very nice watch that take me a hell of a long time to save up and buy. And if I wanted to hold myself over, I could get this. It's intriguing. It is compelling. We shall see. Even more compelling in my book is this bad boy. And this is the Boderi bronze diver with a honeycomb sort of dial with some Fotina-ish indicators in it. Available in a few different colors. I really like the blue a lot. I think it plays really well off of the bronze. 100 meters of water resistance. Indeed, it also has a beautiful leather band. I believe it was Cheap Watch Guy who had this and said that the bands on these are surprisingly good, which you should never buy a watch just for its band because we can swap them around $15, $20, $30. You can find yourself a great band to replace it with. And yet, an inexpensive watch that comes with a great band is like an even bigger value proposition because you just don't have to. And apparently that is the case with these. I think that looks just wonderful. The cool thing about the bronze is it ages over time. You can naturally relic it just by wearing it. And it means that every day your watch might have a slightly different personality as it goes through the greening and the graining and all the kind of cool stuff. And that honeycomb is actually, it is also loomed. I've heard that it's not nearly as bright as this photo would show you, but at least gives you that subtle texture at night to say that this thing has something more going on, at least for the first few minutes after you turn off the lights. 100 meters, 300 feet, cool turtle shell on the back. This one is sitting on my phone in my cart, just trying to talk me into clicking buy now. Finally, another weird watch from Reef Tiger. This is almost like a Bauhaus design. It's a very clean. Its proportions are very similar to some 70s watches that really had a large crystal display that went to the edges. But where those were 36 millimeter watches, this is a 45 millimeter watch from Reef Tiger, which is pretty huge. And that's a big piece of sapphire crystal display with AR coating on it for reflectivity, which is good because it's a hell of a piece of glass. But it's a 45 millimeter diameter on the face. And that's what's causing me some hesitation. It has an RT7801 auto. I do not know this movement. Very interesting. 50 millimeters of splash protection really at that point. It's a double button butterfly clasp. Very interesting watch. Pretty nicely presented on the back. Overall, very intriguing. That size just has me slightly scared. But for about $167, even a little less with some more coupons on there, I'm intrigued. I'm curious about this watch. So that's where we're at. That's the last one. That's the 5th one of the 5 that are tempting me. There's a few more that I really know I don't need that I didn't put on this list that are still tempting. And I'm sure I'll come across a few more coming up soon. So that's it. Those are the 5 watches I bought. The 5 more watches, not the 5, 5 more watches I'm intrigued by. Trust me, there are more than that. With the AliExpress 11/11 sale going on through November 14th. No sponsorship by AliExpress or any of the stores here, but I will have links all down below to each one. Just these are the ones I'm going through. If you've made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Help us build this channel out bigger. As I say, I'm Nick. This is the Nick of Time Watch Reviews. We're happy to do plenty of views for watches like this, even some that stretch up to the $500-ish range. But in that spot that we can go, we can play with them. We'll try and get as many in as possible to see and touch and describe, and hopefully help you make a decision on which one, because life is better when you have something fun on your wrist. It's the truth. With that, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming by. Until next time.